guys. And thank you for coming tonight. And missing some of our good friends tonight because there are things going around. So I got mine right here. Don't feel ashamed to put it on if you feel like you feel safer with something on. And we do have masks, so do what's comfortable to you. For those of you that haven't been here before, just a real brief, if you don't know house concerts, it's a listening room. We've had that discussion already today. This is a listening room, but between songs, if there's words or, images that come to your mind, you got to know what's the story behind that. Feel free to call it out between the songs. And during the songs, zip it, Just appreciate the music, appreciate the words, the stories, the poetry, and then feel free to talk between, if you've got questions or something, or you can comment to your neighbors at that time. No flashes, but the video and camera were fine, right? You can take pictures and you could do videos, but don't use any flash at all, please. And anything that's back there is to be shared. The trash is the last drawer down here, and there's recycling in the back, trash in the front. The first door on the left down the hallway is the restroom. And turn your phones off so you can't hear them ringing. I think I hit it all. Check, 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 check. It's Dave's turn. Okay.
Thank you for hosting.
Well, thank you guys for coming. I'm Dave. I'm going to use the microphone mostly because we're live streaming, and that's all through the PA, so they can't hear me unless I use the microphone. So how many people have been in a house concert before? We've got about a dozen new folks here, so how many have not, I should have asked. So a few first-timers. It's not as scary as you think. You're in somebody's house, you don't know them, but you do now. Just relax and enjoy the music. It's really what it is. But we've been hosting this is our 10th year hosting. And those that have been here before, I apologize now because we have so many new people. Kathy and I lived in Austin for about 8 years. We fell in love with the music there. We decided when we came back, that's the music we wanted to host on our house concert series. So there's almost nobody that we bring in here for a house concert that doesn't have some connection to Austin. Most either live there or used to live there or have at least got some connection to Kerrville or Central Texas somehow, some way. And I was telling Owen earlier, we literally came back from Austin with a list of about 80 musicians that we wanted to host. We still haven't worked all the way down that list. Owen's been on that list for 10 years, and we finally got him here. But a lot of folks that we bring in here are known as performers. And not to say that Owen's not, but Owen, I should have asked you this earlier. You earn your living writing songs.
Yeah, I do a lot of things that give money to.
Well, okay. But Owen has written songs with several artists that have been here. Raise your hand if you've been here or you've seen Walt Wilkins in concert, Jamie Lynn Wilson in concert, Kelly McWee in concert, Courtney Patton in concert, Adam Carroll in concert. Well, this guy has co-written with all of them, so if you've seen any of them in concert, you've heard some of Owen's music. You may not know it, but you've heard some of Owen's music. And that's why we were so kind of determined to get him here. Not that he resisted, it just took us a long time to figure out how to ask him. He's also an author, which is pretty cool, and I'll let you talk about your book if you choose to do that. He's released 9 records. I counted. The latest one, I'm not going to remember the name, Rings on a Tree, just dropped a couple months ago. Great record. I'm sure we'll hear some of that tonight. So Owen's going to do 2 sets tonight. And in the middle, we'll take a little bit of an intermission. I'll come back up and tell you about our next 2 shows. And if you're on the live stream, I'm going to let the live stream run through the intermission. We'll just shut the camera off. So if you want to stay for the whole show, just be listening. So anyway, please help me welcome Owen Temple.
Good to be with you. a song about being thankful for what you got. If you eat too much candy, you just might get sick. Well, I never had much cash in hand, never learned that trick. Money doesn't talk, boys, I tell you, money screams that I got more than enough cornbread and beans. My sister's got a Hooters job, beer and chicken wings. My brother's got a four-wheel drive, Bigfoot kind of thing. My uncle's got a mouth harp and a silver tone that rings. And I got a bent-up deck of cards, cornbread and beans. And I never got to wreck a hotel room. I always had to sleep in the van with the windows open. Can't afford to run the fan. Cocaine seemed like it might be fun, but it wasn't in my means. I got Texaco coffee, cornbread and beans. But you won't see my face on a jumbo TV screen. I got a Waffle House cougar, she likes the way I sing. Calls me darling. You won't find us in People magazine. We'll be down in South Austin eating cornbread and beans. Now there's holes in the ozone, there's holes in my jeans. The whole world's gone to pot, but I got cornbread and beans. Thank you. I was trying to work Chop Tank Sweets in there somewhere, but I'll have to work. I'll save that for next time. Do a song for you. I've been writing songs maybe about 25 years, and I got to thank a girl who broke my heart for the first one. So it goes like this. This old skyline takes me back to another time. Years ago in San Antonio, I was yours and you were mine. It's been a while, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing fine as far as I can tell. I recall a Sunday by the river walk, you and me just walking around. Music filled the evening there, the streets of old downtown. We guessed about the days to come, the laughter and the tears. Since that time, so much has changed. I hadn't heard from you in years. When I'm passing through, I always think of you. Are you with someone? Are you somewhere all alone? I think of you when I hit San Antonio. Sometimes, Lord, you can't help but think what might have been. Will we do it all over if we could do it all again? Sitting by that fountain is a sweet memory. When you pass by that fountain, do you ever think of me? It's when I'm passing through, I always think of you. Are you with someone? Are you somewhere all alone? I think of you when I hit San Antonio. By the bank of the river, I held your hand. There's a distance even then I couldn't understand. I loved you more than I'd ever loved before. I loved you though you said I can't see you anymore. When I'm passing through, I always think of you. Are you with someone? Are you somewhere all alone? I think of you when I hit San Antonio. I still think of you when I hit San Antonio. You know how if you're willing to fly out really early, you can save a couple $100 sometimes on a flight, you know? This next song is, well, my daughter and I, we were flying out to California together, kind of a one-on-one trip to go visit my sister, and we got one of those cheap flights, 4:30 a.m. maybe, you know? Save a couple $100, you know? All right. Hey, honey, it's time to wake up. It's 3:30. So we're at the airport, 4:30, and the good thing about the Austin airport is they play Austin songwriters over the PA in there, you know? So we were sitting, and there's one song that I've got that mentions my daughter. One song that mentions my daughter. We were sitting there in the gate area, you know, and I hear this groove kind of over the PA, you know. And I'm like, man, I think I've stolen that groove before. It's like, is that a Ray Wiley Hubbard song? But we both, she kind of wakes up and we both kind of look at each other, and I realize, no, you can't steal from yourself. That's me up there, right there, you know? And so we both look at each other at the same time. She goes, and I say, that's my song. She says, that's my song too. It's hers. So you can either go to the Austin airport at 4:30 in the morning or Macon Creek concerts at 7:30, you know. Well, tighten up that string, stomp your foot on the floor. Find some words to sing, open up your door. Grow a tree and carve the wood and polish till it shines. Find a better way, something that saves time. Go on, light the way no one's ever seen. Bridge the gap, draw the map of the places in between. Make something, make your own. There's a statue waiting beside a block of stone. Take a hammer and a nail, build someone a home. make something, make your own. That picture in your head, put it on the wall, hang it on a cage, hang it in the hall. Change the oil, change the tire, get it rolling true. Do your best on the test, that's all that you can do. And if it's beautiful but useless, don't be ashamed. You got to show it to your people. Don't forget to sign your name. Make something, I'll make your own. 'Cause there's a garden rising up from seeds that were sown. You can tell the story that the world has never known. Make something, make your own. That restlessness to see what's over the next hill keeps you up at night, and it probably always will. So keep a fire burning on into the dark, and if it keeps on raining, go on and build an ark. Fall in love, raise a child, teach her right from wrong. Build her up, raise her tough so she can write a song. Make something, I'll make your own. There's a statue waiting inside the block of stone. Take a hammer and a nail, build someone a home. Make something, I'll make your own. Gotta make something, shake something, up and go. Believe me when I say the clock ain't moving slow. Make something while you can. If you want to live forever, you gotta make something, man, while you can. Make something, ma'am. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. You know, like anybody been to, how many people been to Austin before, you know? Yeah, all right. Come on back. And there's one of the spots you'll see on the list of things to do is one of the highest points in town is called Mount Bunnell. So there's a nice sunset view, you know, from up there. And until recently, there was also a good beer joint up there, you know? Because what goes with a good view but a cold beer, you know? It had been open for 40 years. The lady that run it was named the meanest beer bartender in Austin for like 10 straight years. The last year she took the title, she was 94 years old. So but her biggest problem she'd have with you if you ordered a second beer without bringing your empty back. So she's your bartender, not your maid. And if you never heard the F word from a 94-year-old lady, you could hear it in Dry Creek if you didn't bring your effing bottle back. The first time I went, it was kind of magical. The sun was setting, and we're sitting on this deck, and I went home and wrote a song about the place. It was a love song. But I was with a friend, and the next time I came in there, my friend said to the owner of the place, this is the meanest bartender in Austin, he says, "Hey, there's Owen. He wrote a song about your place." And then he left, leaving me with her, looking at me hard. She says, "Who told you you could do that?" I pretended I didn't know what he was talking about. I was like, "Oh, man, he's just messing, man, he's just kidding." Well, I had written a song, and then I had the nerve to record it. And then I had to avoid her for a long time after that. Until one year, I got a birthday invitation to her 95th birthday party. And I brought a copy of the CD, which I've got it over here. It was my first CD. It was called General Store. And I brought a copy of the CD, and it had signed, "To Sarah from Owen." And I handed it to her at a birthday party, and she said, Owen Temple. I've been knowing him a long time. And I said, "Well, I'll tell him you said hi." And I got away. I escaped one more time. But I didn't get away too much longer because I got a call from a small town in Texas, a pastor from a small town in Texas, told me his Aunt Sarah had died and would I come play this song at the memorial service. And I had to think about that, because she was the kind of lady that would throw you out of a memorial service if she didn't like what you were doing. I did it, but I watched that coffin the whole time, and it never moved. So I think she liked it finally. Just a little way down Mount Benel Road, there's a little place where the beer is cold. Dry Creek Cafe and Dock, no place better come 5 o'clock. It's just off the lake, a 2-story bar. You know you're there when you see the cars lined up and parked along. Jukebox playing a Guy Clark song. I wanna go down to Dry Creek, down among the live oak trees. No playing cards or leaving bottles round. You can sit on the deck and watch the sun go down. There's a weathered deck right upstairs, a few odd tables and rusty chairs. Spring days when the hills are green, the view beats all I've ever seen. You feel the Texas sun warm on your skin. Ain't it good to be back again? People's voices with the swaying trees, honeysuckles on a gentle breeze. Hey, I wanna go down to Dry Creek, down among the live oak trees. No playing cards or leaving bottles around. You can sit on the deck and watch the sun go down. Well, Sarah owns the place. She lives in a shack, a green trailer parked out back. $5 condos closing in. She ain't thinking about giving in. And the rumors go around what the offers they make for the little piece of land down by the lake. She tells them all to go to hell. After 50 years, she won't ever sell. I wanna go down to Dry Creek, down among the live oak trees. No playing cards or leaving bottles around. You can sit on the deck and watch the sun go down. So if you wanna keep bulldozers back, stop and get a drink at the Dry Creek Shack. Watch they costing in a big blue sky. You won't ever have to ask me why. Down to Dry Creek, down among the live oak trees. No playing cards or leaving bottles around. You can sit on the deck and watch the sun go down. Hey, I wanna go down to Dry Creek, down among the live oak trees. No playing cards or leaving bottles around. You can sit on the deck and watch the sun go down. Thank you. I got 4 kids, or they have me, and the oldest is now 19, the youngest is 7. We got a couple there in the middle. So it's kind of interesting, the developmental, challenges of one. Hey, you got to register to vote. Hey, that's a letter A. You're going to learn how to drive. You drive a car soon, and you're third grade. Okay, yes, you can get on the internet. For 30 minutes. No more than that. No YouTube Shorts. YouTube's fine, but no YouTube Shorts. No TikTok. The developmental challenges of them all. But I remember when our 13-year-old went to camp. When he was 13, he went to camp for 3 weeks. He was 13 and he came back 17. And turns out that what changed him was dance night. He said, "Dad, are you going to the grocery store?" When he got back, I was like, "Yeah, I do that pretty regularly." And he said, "Well, next time you're there, would you look for a certain shampoo?" I said, "Well, sure." He said, "It smells good. Girls like the way it smells." I was like, "Sure, yeah, I'll get it. What's it called?" He said, "It's called Suave." So I'm still looking for it. He says it smells like coconuts, and he says it's 99 cents. So still looking for it, but I was writing with my friend George Inslee later that day after he got back after that request, and my friend George Inslee made the most surprising connection. He said, "Oh," and we wrote this song that ended up becoming the title track of the new album. It goes like this. Well, the cottonwood taught me how to listen to the wind. The willow showed me how to bend. The mighty oak showed me how to stand strong through a storm, and all that can become of an acorn. And the cypress tree taught me how to hold on through a flood. Keep my roots deep and I won't budge. And the pine tree taught me how to reach for the sky. And the cedar showed how to lay low and get by when it's dry. How I've grown, who I've come to be. These lessons learned, my history reads like the rings on a tree. Mother Nature's been my teacher all along. The rosewood on this guitar wrote this song, and the sweet magnolia brought me love on the southern summer breeze. And the giant redwood brought me to my knees. How I've grown, who I've come to be. These lessons learned, my history reads like the rings on the tree. And I've learned that what's lost in the fall will bring new beginnings in the spring. One more rain. How I've grown, who I've come to be. These lessons learned, my history reads like the rings on the tree. It feels like rings on the tree. Dave mentioned Jamie Lynn Wilson. She's a good friend, and I've enjoyed writing songs with her over the years. This is one we wrote together over around about the time of COVID, and she had the first line for this, and we was just off and running after that. There never was a greater man than the one that just died. All his flaws and failings get swept to the side. Oh, the tender mercy of a bad memory that lets you forget what you don't want to see. In the Garden of Eden, God made a mistake. He should have said to Adam, "Don't eat that snake." Now you read in the news all that's wrong with the world. Pay $1 to the boys, 70 cents to the girls. People gonna do what they're gonna do till they don't. Sometimes folks will let you down, most times they won't. You might get hot or left in the cold. Every single moment, a fork in the road. You don't miss a lover that you've never met. It's easy to quit smoking unless you smoke cigarettes. Thousands of people that you've never known are walking down roads that cross over your own. I got a half a mind to leave, half a mind to stay. Go on, flip a coin, let chance choose the way. Maybe I can love you best by not loving you at all. When your phone doesn't ring, it's me that didn't call. People gonna do what they're gonna do till they don't. Sometimes folks will let you down, most times they won't. You might get hot, left in the cold. Every single moment, a fork in the road. If you're so rich, how come you ain't smart? You got a fast horse, but no wheels on your car. Well, I've been in the woodshed, I've been through basic training. Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Well, last night, all your addictions tap on your shoulder, getting your attention, pulling you over. I got a head full of pictures of places I've seen. I'm a creature of habit, need a new routine. People gonna do what they're gonna do till they don't. Sometimes folks will let you down, most times they won't. You might get hot, left in the cold. Every single moment, a fork in the road. A fork in the road. Well, some folks say this life ain't enough. I deserve more than the days I used up. It's gotta go on forever to be worth the trouble. Giving one gift, their demands more than double. But 1 hour of life is more than I expected. Somehow I'm here 'cause many lovers connected. Matter, life, mind, culture grow like a tree, and the universe keeps going through you and me. People gonna do what they're gonna do till they don't. Sometimes folks will let you down, most times they won't. You might get hot, left in the cold. Every single moment, a fork in the road. Oh, thank you very much. Well, Dave also mentioned Adam Carroll. Adam Carroll and Chris Carroll maybe have come up and played. Yeah, Adam and I have written a lot of songs together and played a lot of shows together. One time we were riding in the car, speaking of fork in the road, we were going up from Houston to Dallas along the I-45. And anybody that's ever driven up that road, alongside to the right, just about an hour out of Houston, there's a 65-foot tall statue of Sam Houston alongside the road. It's pretty impressive. I've had some friends that drove down to Houston from Canada, and they kind of drove they're like, we're going to do it all at once, 20-hour drive. And they arrived in Houston about after midnight, and they see this like ghostly apparition by the road, this white thing standing on the road, and it's like, what is that? That's the Sam Houston statue, It can be a spiritual, metaphysical experience. So me and my friend Adam, we're like, some people think this job is all just fun and games and playing, But we have to do research sometimes. We did research. We found a big old thick book about Sam Houston. Big book with no pictures in it. So we put that one aside. We found another one that was a comic book, graphic novel, be a little more sophisticated, about Sam Houston's life, and still too many words. So we boiled it down even further and made an audio comic book of the song, and I'd like to play it for you now, if that's all right. And if you feel like it, I'd love it if you would sing along. All you got to do is say, Old Sam, and clap your hands twice, and go, Big Sam. So it'd be like, I'll go, Old Sam, Big Sam. That's what you do. So I'll say, Old Sam, clap, clap, Big Sam. That's it. You got it. Audio comic book. Well, Timber Ridge, Virginia is a mighty fine place. From that soil sprung a leader of the human race. He had eyes full of thunderstorms and hair like gold. He was 7 feet tall when he was 6 years old. Old Sam. Old Sam. Yeah, well, down in Alabama in 1812, he and Andy Jackson raised all kind of hell. He got shot by an arrow, but he had no fear. Hero was the job he chose for his career. Old Sam. Old Sam. Sam got tired of being the governor of Tennessee, so the Raven flew south to live with the Cherokee. And he slapped a nasty congressman right in the face. He said, y'all go to hell. I'm gonna find a better place for old Sam. Halftime, you're doing great. Take a knee. No, don't worry about it. You. Feel like your coach. Don't worry, I've been a coach before. I was assistant to the assistant coach, literally. Back to Sam. So he rambled on down to western Arkansas. He kicked around in Oklahoma, where he took up with a squaw. Well, in those days, Texas was damn near Mexico. And old Sam decided next, that's where he's gonna go. Old Sam. Old Sam. Yeah, that old Santa Ana There's a dictator and a thief. Getting him thrown out of Texas was a mighty big relief. After swatting Santa Ana like he would a pesky fly, he drank a river full of whiskey and ate a piece of pie. Old Sam. Old Sam. Sam told folks not to start a civil war. They told Sam, go find the door. He sired 8 kids on the Gulf Coast plain. They don't bear his scars, they all bear the name. Old Sam. Well, Sam Houston stood tall, he was true and tough. And that statue's pretty big, but y'all, it ain't big enough for old Sam. Big Sam. For old Sam. Big Sam. One last time for old Sam. Hey, thanks for singing with me. Heroes. That's one thing that Adam and I, we tried to write about our heroes for a little while. It was kind of sometimes when you don't know what to write about, you can either write about heartbreak, you can do heartbreak, But we tried to get out of that. We were like, come on, let's think about something else. And so we started thinking about heroes. I'd like to do this song for you, too, about a hero. My favorite ex-president, and Adam's favorite ex-president, I think I can safely say. For 3 reasons, mainly. He had an amphibious car. That's pretty badass right there. He would take the president of Mexico out in his amphibious car. Do you know how much fun it is to prank the president of Mexico? Because y'all imagine driving down, down the road here, and pointing at things, and then he would pretend that the brakes had gone out, and they'd roll down into the Pedernales River. And the president of Mexico was, screaming emergency in Spanish, and LBJ would just turn on the propeller, just motor to the other side of the river. That's leadership right there. Yeah, and he also had a button on his desk. This is when you know you made it, y'all. He had a button on his desk that said Fresca. Bam. You could hit that button. That's success, And finally, this particular ex-president went out to the very first Kerrville Folk Festival. Kerrville Folk Festival is a pretty big deal, and I grew up in Kerrville, and it's it's where the hippies get together and camp for 4 days and listen to stuff like this for 4 days straight, all day, all night. LBJ went out to the first Kerrville Folk Festival. No longer president, grew his hair a little long and went out there. So I thought that, me and Adam thought that warranted a song. So we did this song, we wrote this song about LBJ's wild summer. Because you don't know what else he tried out that summer, He's no longer president anymore. He's kind of wheels off, Pour me another, my dreams do fly above the Johnson grass so high. Reflections of Daddy's dreams floating on a yellow submarine. He wore that open road so well, Stetson hat he helped sell. Shared 3 letters, LBJ, so Lady Bird won't fly away. Now he wears his hair a little long. He's got 7 telephones, not used to being left alone. He's got 7 telephones, they don't ring like they used to. A hill country boy with dirt on his shoes, walking around with borrowed blues, holding men and dogs up by their ears, master of 10,000 fears. He's drinking Fresca mixed with scotch. He damn sure loves these Stonewall rocks. And he's going to the folk fest to hear a band. He told the Secret Service to clap their hands. And now he wears his hair a little long. He's got 7 telephones, not used to being left alone. He's got 7 telephones, they don't ring like they used to. And his eyes could burn like a lighted fuse. Hold on tight so you don't lose your brass halo and duct tape wings. Held you up a while and made a mess of things. Well, it's time for you, it's time you had fun. Mr. President, days are done. He says, move over, driver, I'll take the wheel, before I forget how driving feels. And now he wears his hair a little long. He's got 7 telephones. Did he do more right than he got wrong? He's got 7 telephones, they don't ring like they used to. I pour me another, my dreams do fly above the Johnson grass so high. Well, thanks. I'm going to do one more and we're going to take a little intermission, a little break. Thank y'all for being here. And thanks for Dave and Kathy for hosting this. 10 years. About 10 shows a year. Yeah, it's amazing. Well, with four kids and growing up, you know, who has parents? Anybody here had parents? Okay, then this song's for you. Because at some point you said the lyrics to this song to your parents. And maybe if you're lucky, you got to turn around and say it yourself. Me and my friend wrote this song, and it's about the front seat, the back seat, but it goes like this, and you know the words. It goes like that. Sitting in the back seat, Roy on the radio, Antigua road trip, 120 miles to go. Quanta, Texas Panhandle, Saturday night. Motel 6 parking lot they left on the light. You're 12 years old all summer long, in a car with your parents singing old songs. Windows barely cracked, daddy's cigarette burning. You're reading paperbacks in a used Suburban. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? All summer long. There's There's a blue lit swimming pool, end of the day. Pretty girl with her folks looking your way. Game room with Pac-Man, Donkey Kong too. Pockets full of quarters and big league chew. And the big green sign says it's still a long way. 100 miles to Dallas at the end of the day. Passed up the Dairy Queen 20 miles ago. It was on the wrong side, so your dad said no. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? All summer long. 30 years later down the same old roads. It's crazy how fast these kids have grown. Now you're the driver, you don't cut them any slack. You're trying to do it over while they're yelling from the back. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? All summer long. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? All summer long. We're not all the way there yet, but we're halfway. Thank y'all for joining us.
Owen Temple. Man, any questions why we love Austin music? Okay, so a couple of quick things. On February 10th, we have straight from either Nashville or somewhere in Ireland, I'm not sure where she'll be, Grace Pettis will be here. Anybody know Grace? Grace is, she's lived in Austin for a while, that's where we first heard of her, is a member of a sometimes trio called Nobody's Girl with Betty Sue and Rebecca Loby. She's an awesome solo performer, but that trio is pretty good when they get together. She's released 4 records. Her latest one, Working Woman, is a couple of years old now, but she's recording now. So she doesn't respond to emails because she's recording, but that's okay, because I think by the time she gets here, she'll have a bunch of new songs for us. About every review I read for Grace, and I love this, I have to read this quote, they use the phrase, a little bit folk, a little bit country Americana, and a whole lot of soul. And if you've ever heard her music, that voice, she's got a pretty unique voice. And then on March 9th, Michael O'Connor will be here. Michael was here in 2019 with Jeff Plankenhorn. Who was here for that show? Several of you were. Yeah, we first saw Michael, I think it was in 2017, at the Red River Songwriters Festival up in Red River, New Mexico. And Michael was not a featured performer. He's what they call a sideman. So he played guitar for 4 or 5 shows every day for 3 or 4 days, supporting other artists, playing their songs. He didn't even write the songs. And man, that guy can play guitar. So if you love guitar music, you'll love Michael O'Connor. And he's a pretty damn good songwriter, too. He, like Owen, has written a bunch with people like Adam Carroll, Slade Cleaves, Jeff Plankenhorn, and so on. I can say not everybody's the same, but there's some crossover. Have you ever written with Michael? Yeah. You have? Yeah, Michael O'Connor, yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, there you go. So those are our next 2 shows. Grace's show is already about 2/3 full. We've got about a dozen seats left for Grace's show, and we just started taking reservations for Michael's show. I also want to introduce Billy Earl Amos. Some of you know Billy. Billy's now hosting concerts down in Salisbury. Owen played there last night. Walt Wilkins played there the night after he was here. Barbara Nesbitt played the night after she was here. And you have Grace and Michael the night before, right? Friday nights? So Friday nights, if you can't make Saturday night to come here, and you don't mind have a little bit of a trek down to Fruitland, Maryland, it's a great restaurant, great Reuben sandwiches, but a lot of fun. So again, thanks for coming. The website's updated. There is a sign-up sheet. We have several guests here tonight. If you'd like to sign up for the mail list, feel free to do that. I think it's on the table back there. So we'll take a 20-minute or so break, go talk to Owen, buy some merch, and we'll see you back here in about 20 minutes. Thanks.
I'm all right, Kathy. Thank you. Walt Wilkins. How many of y'all have seen Walt's show? Yeah. Walt, yeah. Walt is he's a treasure. He's a good friend, good, beautiful human. And he and I have gotten together at a park in Austin called Bull Creek Park. Tuesdays, there's something special about Tuesdays. And we'll meet up there under these 200-year-old oak trees on this concrete picnic table. And that's our office for the day, you know. And it'll get cold out there. It'll get like 55, 50, 53 degrees out there. We'll still be out there. Of course, I think it's 15 degrees down there right now, but so maybe we wouldn't be there. But one day we sat down to write a song, and he said, once a year is not often enough to celebrate your birthday. Yeah. A place to start and a place to go. A mind, a heart, and an open road. It all can go a million ways, highs and lows, days, a fire at home, and work to do. Some hard seasons to get through. Some fly like arrows, some feel like a maze, a path wide and narrow. Days, sunrise, sunset, what's behind and what's not yet. A chance to ride the light before it fades, and they're all gifts, days. You turn around, you grow and change. Everything around you will do the same. 'Cause life moves in circles, and it moves in ways blessedly simple. You get days, sunrise, sunset, what's behind and what's not yet. A chance to ride the light before it fades, and they're all gifts, days. A chance to ride the light before it fades, they're all gifts, days. I didn't know that you could write songs anywhere when I first started. I thought that you had to be in Nashville. thought that's where the songs come from, you know. Growing up, I'd listen to Merle Haggard and Johnny Cash and Marty Robbins, and I thought all the songs. I thought it was me and my friend. We kind of wrote some songs while we lived in Austin. It seemed like, wait, is this right? We need to go to Nashville to do this, get this right. So we saved our money and we went up to Nashville and to go get, make some contacts. And so we made it. We were up there for, 5 days. And then we decided to go to New Orleans and go make some contacts down there. But they, while we were in Nashville, they did learn our name at the Shoney's Buffet. We wrote this song on the way back. Tennessee Highway, Tennessee Highway, take me home to see my Texas baby. Tennessee Highway, Tennessee Highway, take me home to see my Texas baby. Been in and out of every bar here in Nashville. I've seen nothing but broken promises and empty dreams. Everyone here thinks they're on the verge of stardom. Nothing here is what it seems. Tennessee Highway, Tennessee Highway, take me home to see my Texas baby. Grand Ole Opry ain't playing in the Ryman. They moved it out of town, down the road a little way. They say it's the same, but man, it's something different. From old Hank Williams' day. Tennessee Highway, Tennessee Highway, home to see my Texas baby. This motel room is filled with songs that don't ring true. Doing what I love don't make sense like it used to. Deep down inside, I guess I always knew this Tennessee road would lead back to you. Tennessee Highway, Tennessee Highway, take me home to see my Texas baby. Well, coming up here yesterday, played over in Salisbury, which I've learned how to say that now. Salisbury, Drop the S, drop the I, not Salisbury. It's not like Salisbury steak, Salisbury, we got places like that in Texas, kind of, to detect whether people from there or not, you know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah, you were in Salisbury. Great. Well, you're not from here, are you? But it turned out, I've been kind of interested in family history, and I got people out there. They were around in the early 18th century, but I got some people out there. The accent, I don't have the accent anymore. 200 years, that's what it'll do. But I was thinking about how nice it is to be here, not only at Dave and Kathy's, but alive. It's nice to be here. So a toast So the people that made this possible, your parents and grandparents, for getting together, however long it took them, however long together they were, it was long enough to get you here. So there. Kelly McQuee and I wrote this song thinking about that. I have 4 kids. My grandfather was 8 of 8 children. I couldn't do 8. I don't think I could do 8, but I'm glad they could figure it out, Because I like being here. So this is a song Kelly and I wrote about. We like being here, He had the smell of tobacco smoke on his clothes. Didn't look a day over 17 years old. She had the smell of magnolia on her hair and a southern drawl that stretched from here to there. They didn't know what they were doing. They knew it felt good. Turned out they didn't care about the why or should. He took her to the movies. She took his name. And they moved to Texarkana when the baby came. Left turns and right turns get us here. All the beautiful accidents over the years look good on you. They look good on you. Good on you. Right on the line, you grew up like a weed, swimming in the Red River, all elbows and knees. 10 years later, in a few states away, my first job got me down the interstate. I stopped into a place I didn't know what for. Hands in my pockets, both feet on the floor. I was headed for the door, sick of standing around. Somehow I saw you, so I cut through the crowd. Left turns and right turns get us here. All the beautiful accidents over the years look good on you. They look good on you. Good on you. Said I do, I said I do too. Beautiful accidents, beautiful accidents, beautiful accidents look good on you. They look good on you. Good on you. Kelly McQuee is recording a new album, so hopefully the next time she comes up, maybe she'll have that new album. Yeah? Oh, all right. She's coming up in September. Nice. There's a chance she might have the new album with her. And we've written some songs together this year. There might be a song of mine on that new album. I think there will be. We were thinking about, once again, the people that got us here, and sometimes you see these black and white pictures on the wall of these dignified ancestors of ours. You know what I mean? So serious, but they were knuckleheads, teenagers too, at some point, and that's important to remember, I think. And so Kelly and I agreed that it's important to remember that our grandparents were knuckleheads at a certain point. We wrote this song about it. In fact, we want to remember it so much. It goes like this. And once again, I want to brag a little bit. We did research. We researched this. You know, teenagers back in the 20s, they didn't talk like teenagers now, you know. They didn't say that, you know, that's lit. You know, they said other things, you know, that's the bee's knees. Okay, all right. But here, we wrote this song about her great-grandmother and my great-grandmother getting together and hauling ass around town. It goes like this. The names have been changed to protect the guilty. As it turns out, they were both from the same small town, so it's could have happened. Some of it surely did. Virginia Kelly played the phonograph. It was Mammy's Crazy Blues. She getting all dolled up, she said. My gams look good in these shoes. The car pulled up and honked. It was a Breezer 24. She laid a kiss on her daddy's cheek and scrammed on out the door. Well, it was Hazel and the hay burner. She pulled out the hooch. What do you think, the new chaplain or the juice joint on the loop? Oh, Virginia. To the gin mill cried Virginia. Hazel said, you're on the trolley now. And they'll spend the next 4 decades living this night down. The girls turned every head in the speakeasy saloon. She's the berries, she's a bear cat, where the whispers in the room. Yeah, most were hard-boileds and hoodlums, but 2 Jakes pulled up 2 chairs. They bought a couple of rounds together, and they all headed out the stairs. Oh, Virginia. Well, they peeled out of the parking lot in a 28 Model A. And they parked down by the river. It's a struggle buggy, you might say, as both pairs were neck and neck. Then a knock came on the door. A strange man pulled a shiv and said, get down on the floor. Yeah, well, get out of the car. Give me all of your jack. If you do just what I say, you might live to walk on back. Oh, Virginia. Well, the stranger stole the Model A. They had to ankle back to town. And the sheriff pinched the pickled crew for walking drunk around. Virginia called her mom. Hazel called her dad. $40 bail was set. Things were looking bad. She never forgot her father's face when he saw her through the bars. They didn't speak a word on the ride home in the car. No, Virginia. Sunday morning showed the shame on Virginia's face at the Mineral Wells Baptist Church where she sang Amazing Grace. Well, that was Granny in the 20s. Now she's pearls and powder blue She's secretary at the Baptist church. That's Hazel in the pew. That was Granny in the 20s. Now she's pearls and powder blue. She's secretary at the Baptist church, and that's Hazel in the pew. Oh, Virginia. Thanks. I'll get time for a few more. Y'all doing all right? Well, what a beautiful day that was today. The sun was shining, and the next couple of days it should be interesting. You know, should be fun. I'm going to stick around the area for a few days, and I'm hoping, you know, to get to make a snowman. I think I'm looking for it. I know you may not wish for one, but I think I'll just. It can be a small. Yeah, probably there's more in Austin, right? You know, this week. But I got time. This is one that Walt and I wrote. That Walt put this on his and made an album that was titled this. I want to sing it for you now. Just imagine, sometimes when you're traveling, driving at night's tough, you know. But when the sun comes up, it just no matter how tired you are, it feels good. We wrote this song together, talking about one of those trips, and I think this song is kind of a transcendental love song, a love song to the sun, maybe. I'm gonna stare at these lights. I am one more pilgrim on this road low and high. Through this land of miracles, I've been traveling all night, and I tangle with the darkness. I swear at moments I was blind, until the dawn came up around me, and I could see the way unwind. I am the road behind me, and I am the road ahead. Lifted by this rocky ridge and cradled by the riverbed, a harmony of motion through the wide expanse of time. Sunlight through the heavens, watch it shine. Watch it shine. They say there's iron in these mountains, in bone and skin and mud. They say iron can only come from stars, so stars are in my blood. Red and blue and purple, shadows grow then fade, spread in all directions from where it all was made. And I am the road behind me, and I am the road ahead. Lifted by this rocky ridge and cradled by the riverbed, a harmony of motion through the wide expanse of time. Sunlight through the heavens, watch it shine. Watch it shine. Watch it shine. watch it shine. Is Walt coming through sometime again soon, maybe in a year or 2 or 3? Next year. Beautiful. That rotation, nice. Well, he plays every Wednesday night in Austin, so y'all should come down for that. It's a little more frequent, but it's closer to his house. I think that's why. Hey, this is a cool tradition. This is a cool thing y'all have got growing and going here. It's a part of all of our heritage, all of our culture, storytelling around the fire. And I'm glad the fire's not on, to tell you the truth. But thanks for pretending it is, you know. And it's a beautiful thing. It's kind of these songs, for me, the songs that I hear have taught me ways to live that I've tried to aspire to. And it's just a beautiful thing that you're building this, community and of people that they care about our stories and celebrate them. And so I'm going to do this song for you. This is one that Gordy Quist and Adam Carroll and I wrote about the very first Texas singer-songwriter. The first Texas singer-songwriter shipwrecked on Galveston Island, 1525. And his name was Cabeza de Vaca. And his tour started out pretty rough. They'd used their last clothes to try to build a boat, and it had sadly sunk. So I'm glad to be able to walk into this house at least dressed. And I think back to that first gig of Cabeza de Vaca's when he had to walk up to a house, get village, naked, and start singing songs to make a living, because that's what they did. You can read about the history of this. They spent eight years walking across the Southwest, what later became Texas, going from Indian village to Indian village, house concerts, because there was no venues back then. But we wrote this song about that first tour and that first trip, and thank y'all for being great hosts and a great little village to come visit. And I'm glad my friends keep coming to visit y'all. I'll tell them y'all are friendly. Across the land I'm spoken of, wise as a snake, tame as a dove, just like a wolf in sheep's clothes. Shake the dust off my feet before I go. I'm your medicine man. I'm your medicine man. I walk the land you've never seen before. I'm on a mission, conquistador. Might be your slave, might be your king. I'll be what you want, be your everything. I'm your medicine man. I'm your medicine man. Got bells and beads, I'll give you some. There's a whole lot more where that comes from. I'll make a sign across your head, make you shake and dance, gonna raise the dead. I'm your medicine man. I'm your medicine man. Got juju beads and a mojo drum. There's a whole lot more where that comes from. I'll make a sign across your head, make you shake and dance, gonna raise the dead. I'm your medicine man. Medicine medicine man. I'll walk on ways, fix your health, get what you need to save yourself. You might lose your house, you might lose your home, but I'll give you back more than you have known. Put you in the black, shake your bones, be your dealer and your healer, your only one. I'm your medicine man. I'm your medicine man. Thanks, Dave and Kathy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Good. Thank you very much.
Dave asked for the song, but I'd be proud to do this one. This is one that was in Central Texas. There's a line of longitude where the rainfall, every line of longitude west, the rainfall drops off like precipitously. So the people that moved to Central Texas, they just assumed that the weather was going to be just the same as, where we were further east, they were the same, just go west, it'll be the same, But the rainfall drops off a lot. That's why there are cactuses and deserts and stuff, But even though we're not all farmers anymore, most of us have other jobs. Anybody still a farmer? Yeah. That's what all your grandparents were. Their great-grandparents were. They're all farmers. So you're a software engineer? What's that? Yeah, I grow wheat, But not if it doesn't rain. You don't grow anything. But I think all us farmers, that farmer mentality is still in all of us. You're looking at the weather app. What's it going to be like? But a friend of mine was real optimistic one day, and I had to put it into a song. Of course, it's about more than just rain, The well's drying up, and the creek is gone. Dust is flying, cows are skin and bone. A drought like this would drive you from your home, but we're one day closer to rain. Weatherman stands there, waving his arms. There's no more bales of hay down in the barn. Corn crops dead on my old man's farm. He said we're one day closer to rain. My brother works at a bank in San Antonio. Said the feds locked the doors 2 weeks ago. Numbers didn't add up, business was slow. One day closer to rain. hurricane last summer from the Gulf of Mexico ran aground and dumped the ocean on San Angelo. It was flooding in the desert just a year ago, so we're one day closer to rain. Well, it won't be water, be fire next time, but a 40-day flood would suit me just fine. I'd be on the deck of an ark with a fishing line. We're one day closer to rain. The well's drying up and the creek is gone. Dust is flying, cows are skin and bone. A drought like this could drive you from your home. We're one day closer to rain. One day closer to rain. Thank you very much. Towel.
Thanks again, Owen Temple. Oh, yeah,
Thank you very much. Yeah.
So you probably don't realize how ironic that last song was for us.
Well, yeah, some more water.
We've had a little bit of Anyway, thank you all for coming. Special thanks to Mike and Mary for subbing in as greeters and furniture movers and all kinds of other stuff tonight. So thank you guys. Next two concerts, we're taking reservations on the website. If you haven't signed up for the mail list, feel free to do that. Before you go, the last sort of tradition here at Macum Creek Concerts is we drag the folding chairs out to the garage. So Mike is going to lead the parade. If you don't mind, just grab a couple of folding chairs. That'll save me a half an hour later. Thank you all for coming. See you next time.